Neymar, his father and former Barcelona president Sandro Rosell are on trial in a Spanish court, Gab, accused of defrauding a supermarket group called Sonda over the move from Santos to Barcelona at the time. Gab, what is this all about?
So basically, I'm going to try to summarize this. Essentially, years ago when Neymar was still at Santos, I think he was 17 years old at the time, they made a deal which today would be illegal. At the time, it was legal, where the two brothers who own the supermarket chain called Sonda gave Neymar's family $2 million, and they basically got 40% of his future economic rights. And essentially, they would get 40% cut of a future transfer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they gave the money to Santos.
Yeah.
Sorry, correction. And that was called third-party ownership. At the time, it was legal, and it was actually pretty common in Brazil. So they alleged that Neymar, rather than saying, "Hey, look, we have a deal," so they said, well, if we have 40%, we get a say in, how Santos, where you go and how Santos move. And Neymar agreed a deal with Barcelona straight away, and was always going to turn down. And all these other clubs that they talked to, it was just kind of for show, and because they had a deal in place. And on top of that, they say the deal was fraudulent. If you remember, Neymar, I forget the actual amount, but it wasn't a lot of money that he moved for.
Yeah, only 50 million or 55, something like that.
The fee was limited. And then it turned out there was all this money which went to Neymar's father, and specifically, in the way it's important to Santos, is they were going to organize a friendly where they were going to pay Santos around $4.5 million. Barcelona also bought options for $7.9 million. This all came out when a Barcelona socio sued the club to disclose all the details of this. And we saw that actually this deal cost Barcelona a ton of money, and that led to Sandro Rosell's resignation being forced out. I think it's a major distraction for Neymar at this stage. Obviously, he himself, he just does what his father says, but still, doesn't look good. Yeah. Neymar is also playing a part in the Brazilian elections after endorsing incumbent president Jair Bolsonaro, who he's having a runoff against the other candidate, Lula, another former president. Now, Lula says that Neymar's endorsement of Bolsonaro is in exchange for a pardon over tax evasion. This is politics on one side, but this is on the eve of a World Cup.
This is ugly. I mean, basically Lula saying, I know why he wants all of you to vote for Bolsonaro, because if I'm elected here, if Lula is the president, then I will all the things that he got in terms of tax evasion, all the taxes that I didn't pay, all the deals that him and Bolsonaro have in place. And that's why Neymar doesn't want me to be the president, because, to be fair, when Neymar did that video to endorse Bolsonaro, who is the right-wing extremist candidate here, I think a lot of people were surprised. Even Rai was very critical, from a Brazilian player, was quite critical of Neymar for supporting Bolsonaro. And now Lula, according to him, is saying, well, this is why, because of all the tax evasion thing.
Yeah, and it's becoming, I think we see a lot of Brazil shirts at Bolsonaro rallies and stuff. This is one of those things where obviously football is so important in Brazil. I think sometimes we in Europe kind of almost not quite make a joke out of it, but we say, make it seem as if Brazilians just care about football more than anything else. They don't. People, it's a big country, real economy. So this is going to be decided on a lot of issues. But obviously football and Neymar play a huge part, especially with the World Cup so close.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.